Alright, hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Hello, VO, and thank you for all of the goat puns. Yeah, they are bad. God. No.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Let's see. Oh, I'm pretty good. How about you? I don't know if I can continue this part of the quest right now. I'll go do it, see what I can do though. If it will let me fast travel. Oh, well, that's good to hear. Oh yeah, I never did finish that. Let's see. Let's see. Impossible. All of these are impossible. Oh yeah, that's the date one. The pile of clothes, where's that at? Oh, that's the clothing merchant. Oh, garlic bread. Oh, that sounds delicious. I could go for some garlic bread right about now. Maybe tomorrow. Oh, there's the barbell. I might need to do that. Okay, and it's not letting me fast travel. I'm just gonna have to run all the way back to the beginning. I love the smell of fresh bread. I go to the farmer's market sometimes, and there's a bread seller there, and I get this one called it's called Épis de Blé. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. That's just what it looks like. And it's like this twisty bread with a bunch of like seeds on it. It's really good. I have it with some like olive oil and spices, some garlic sometimes. It's really good. Okay, this guy's still here. Actually, let me go try and do the barbell first, because I think that's part of this quest. Or at least it helps. I'm a sucker for bread. One day I plan on making my own sourdough. Eventually. Let's see, I need physical instrument. As much of that as I can get. -2, yeah. Oh, that's the best it's gonna get. Let's try and lift this barbell. 58% lifted. +1 noticed colors. Success. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it is a lot of work making bread. I used to make a lot of bread a few years ago. Used to make like my homemade like baguettes and stuff. They never turn out as good as, you know, like the actual like bakery style ones, because you can only do so much in like a standard oven. But they turned out fine, I guess. Physical instrument. Legendary. Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble. But you're a savage. This is a children's game. Oh yeah. I am a true champion. Say nothing and revel in the feeling. I'm a champion. A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell on the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Yeah, I would make the bread as well with the yeast. You basically have to plan a day before you want to eat the bread. It's a shame, but that's how you get the good tasting bread. Island Empire. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
Good technique.
The lieutenant nods with approval. Oh yeah, and I think Kim has something to say here. Or at least I can try to get his thing done. Where is it? Where's my jacket?
Yes?
There we go. Oh, and I should probably save.
Yes?
Alright, let's see. Convince Kim there's a sexy, dark mystery twist in the case. Success. Island Empire. What if you did it? Did what? The Hanged Man? Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory. Empathy. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing, and you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Physical instrument. Are you sure you would have had the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape. Kim, I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man, and then tricked myself into forgetting about it. Keep it to yourself. This is your burden to bear now. What nonsense.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
The lieutenant appears unfazed. My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible. I'm a bad person. I believe I could have done anything.
That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass.
So you're saying I didn't kill him. But Kim, it turned out to be that I was the one racing around the town in my motor carriage. So you're saying I didn't kill him?
The victim wasn't run over by a drunk driver. So while I can't condone your driving habit, the cases remain unrelated. Look, it's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is identified and apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So, let's get back to it, shall we?
Well, oh yeah, I should probably need to put this thing back on, I think. I don't know if I can continue the drug trafficking case. Oh, wait, what's that? I think this just says it's locked. Yeah. Closed for winter.
Looking for something?
Oh, here we go. I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up. Where's the lady driver? Gonna have to beat this guy up, I think.
I don't know what you're talking about.
First, you knew Sealing didn't do it. Then why are you smirking? Just tell me which one's her lawyer, Lori. Oh, alright then.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
Why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
So who does? You? So who does? The lady driver? Actually, we do. Just tell me who the goddamn lady driver is. Actually, we do.
He means La puta madre.
Encyclopedia. A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock. Controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West. Oh, the barbell? Or the, or what? Esprit de Corps. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
Oh, nothing. It's just weird dialogue the game has. That's all you can really chalk that up to. It's just, what if I did it? What if I'm the murderer? Let's see, cross your arms and nod. Who's La Puta? What are you doing, Kim? Let me handle this.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Drama. The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this. Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
Drama. He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The sentence simply ends. The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Esprit de corps. I've softened him up. As best I could. Now, it's on you to finish the job. Composure. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him. By the looks of it, it won't be easy to break him. Oh, it's half-light, it's not physical instrument, okay. Let's see, 92%, make him tell you what he knows. +2, Kim's bluff. +1, saw you snooping cabin. +1, equilentrial dice set, that's the dice I have. And then, +1, dress code. RCM official. I thought the barbell gives me extra, but I guess not. Let's see, half-light. Men like this only respect two things, strength and fear. Physical instrument. Time to turn up the volume. Show me her lorry right fucking now. The lady driver's lorry. Where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There, his voice grows smaller as yours. I'm gonna fuck you for the rest of my life, you understand? I'm gonna put you in a cell with a giant kipped. You're gonna be bleeding kipped dick, you hear? I've been to your fucking lorry. I know where it is. Point to it. I'm gonna burn it down, you hear me? What's your name, fuckhead? I'm gonna go to the police saying, this guy told Madre to fuck off.
Fucking homo cop.
A globule of sweat gathers on his brow.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
When did she go away?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Where exactly is her lorry?
Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now, leave me the fuck alone, okay?
A small temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
Empathy. Looks like you got his adrenaline up too. If only I could hit him. This green found AZ Contemporium is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This must be the one he told us about, unless he was lying.
Try to peek in the window. Try the door handle. How are we going to get this open, Kim? Oh wait, hold on. I think I have to equip the pry bar. Can I use this one? I assume this one is better than the other one. Let's see, peek in the window. The glass on the side window is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat or two and two steering levers. Perception sight. Posters cover the small window in the back. You can't make out what's on them. Island Empire. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too. Try the door handle. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny. like it's recently replaced. Interfacing. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design. How are we gonna get in here?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really? Good idea.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Oh, this is what part of the thing that I needed to lift that barbell for. That was this one. Okay, let's see. Physical instrument, 83%. Smash the window with the pry bar. +1 lifted weights. +1 giant multi-tool. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. With a firm punch that could shatter bone, you smash through the window. Why you didn't equip and use the pry bar, who knows? But now, release your secrets, Lorry Cabin. My stats are quite high at the moment. There are a few things I can't do, though, because I didn't invest anything into them, like I think the Shivers one, I think that's pretty much... I don't plan on putting any points into that. Where is it? Yeah, I got the... Oh yeah, that's physical instrument. All of these are pretty high, and I don't have terribly high stats for them. They say impossible, challenging. That's just the clothing. Challenging, heroic, impossible, godly. But for all of the main story stuff, a lot of them are fairly easy. I think this is actually a pretty early quest you can do. I just didn't bother. Oh wait, did I read that? Oh, the smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters, actresses smiling from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. Perception sight. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating's fabric is pulled tight over the lower side of the seat, where the toolbox should be. Why are the posters? These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films, from the 20s, the teens, and the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenuine attached right above the back seat. Perception smell. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of ambrite, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. Stop and wonder, what's that smell? The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Granate number 5. Study the centerfold. The actress is draped in a sheath dress. In a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The fabled remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Island Empire. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even. Perhaps. And gentle tragedy. Electrochemistry. Wait. Doesn't she resemble someone you know, but you can't put your finger on whom exactly? Encyclopedia. This is Tippy T. Joanne, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. What happened to her? Encyclopedia. She washed away in a drug den called The Door to the River. not far from here on Boogie Street. A mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera too. Enough of the poster. Examine the radio. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
Interfacing. It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together. What about the Speed Freaks FM? Is it one of the saved stations here? Oh, why would anyone need so many radio stations? Is there anything we can do with the radio?
No, that's on 78.9.
He stops coughing awkwardly. Raise your eyebrows.
What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have no problem admitting that.
Why would anyone need so many radio stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too.
Interfacing. A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now. Is there anything we can do with this radio?
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
What else is there? Check the pedals. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like there's a few tools lying around here. A hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Logic, sandpaper adds extra grip. Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip around the cabin.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
He likes where this is going. Esprit de corps. Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself. One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
So Ruby really is running a complex operation out of her lorry.
At least we can now ask Titus some concrete questions about it.
Let's see. Peel off the cover of the passenger's seat. Voila! A stack of neatly folded papers has been stashed behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with pen.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends your work as you shift through the treasure. Well worn and folded into the seat squares. Fold open the topmost map. The large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South. Toll booths at the intakes are marked by a circle. It looks like there's a scant few ways of getting in onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock, and this person knows them all. Shivers. There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881, high above the mass of brown and red roofs that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. the world ceases to exist outside of the windshield. Where does the road lead? To Curon, though through the middle income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella, Maras, and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road. Fold up the second map. This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, Old Military Hospital, right adjacent to the 41st Precinct. Island Empire. No storm will ever drown Revachol, the great solution of the riddle of history. Shivers. Wind rips through the empty hallways of the once great military hospital. Now just a ruin under an overgrown park. Beneath the hospital, great sewer tunnels hum and vibrate with life of their own. What's that sound? The rattle of motor carriages and lorries driving through the long-forgotten tunnels, lit by gaslights. Look at the third map. The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels, left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock, by the lake. Interfacing. These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Logic. Looks like the smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract. The smugglers have infiltrated the motor tract.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the maps with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Where does the contraband end up? Who do you think is behind this? Return to the stack of paper.
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Indo-tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol. With cool names like La Puta Madre and Aura Mazda, it's a dark parody.
Who do you think is behind
It's
this?
definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
Volition. Lieutenant Kutsuragi is a brave man for saying Madre's name, without the winces and whispers that usually accompany it. Half-Light. Especially bad news for cops who may have something in their past they don't even know is there. Esprit de Corps. Somewhere on a hidden field, a flash of light, a whirling sound, camera lenses focus on a man in a ragged police uniform, standing in a field of blood-red poppies. A blurry figure dressed in white stands right by the camera. The bedraggled cop is holding a manure fork. "Don't hurt me," he whimpers. "But why? Why would I hurt my own peon?" asks the man in white. What kind of an animal would do such a thing? Return to the stack of papers.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick this up later.
The stack of maps looks like just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently in, and the pull-out toolbox has a rubber handle worn from years of use. I don't need a warrant. I am the law. That would be a real line in this, wouldn't it? A metallic drawer slides out of the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. Unfold the newspaper. It's an issue of I have no idea what that word is. From last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out of its pages. Pick up the note. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ullin frequency system. Pain threshold. These formulas look oddly painful. Maybe it's just the hangover, but they give you a headache.
The Ullin frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
His thoughts trail off. Push and pull out the toolbox. Close the door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce? All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Seems like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
Logic. This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the Ullin frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Half-Light. Listening in on your calls between you and your station. A worrying prospect.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it's Ruby's cabin we found. This is an undeniable connection to the Union.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor into all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Electrochemistry. Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role. A lot of women in there, especially for a lady driver's cabin. Maybe the driver is some sort of cinephile. Could the film industry be involved?
Yes, well...
He doesn't say more. Esprit de corps. Unimportant? The Union really is in neck deep with everything around here, isn't it?
One way or another, they seem to be. Logistically, if nothing else. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Alright, what will the RCM open an investigation into this?
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
What are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption.
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Okay. Debrief over?
Debrief over. After you.
Okay, I think I already have a bunch of information from Titus, but I'll go see if he has anything else to say. I thought I could walk through there, but I guess not. Oh yes, this game takes quite a while. It's kind of wrapping up. I'd say it's like 80% done. Probably just a few more streams, and it'll be finished.
The Copper NATO is back.
Basically, the final wrap-up of the game is like the final ending sequence is like at least 2 hours, probably. So that's like a stream in and of itself. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? We know Ruby was the driver. We know that's your affiliation with her. Detective, you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
You're right. There's no local drug trade. Except you, point to Titus. No. Do the honor. You've earned it, not the lieutenant. Forget it.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
Rhetoric. Yes, but that just sends everyone else to Jamrock, doesn't it? You've just diverted the flow to Jamrock. You've made it our problem. This is disgusting. You're admitting to profiting off poisoning your own people. Good idea. People are always going to do drugs. At least this way, you have some control over it. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I know for a fact there's still plenty of drugs out there.
We haven't done anything, but theoretically, it has to be someone's problem, so it might as well be yours. I don't know. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional. Now, I was sorta gonna get my brewski on.
And what about this Ruby? Is she the 8th Hardy who runs this thing for you?
You sure do love long walks through Theory Town, don't you? Well, I'm thirsty now. Thirsty for beer. Got any less theoretical questions, Cop?
Authority. He doesn't let it show, but must be a little impressed. You've put a lot of things together fast. Logic. He's practically saying yes. A yes to everything you said.
Hello, dear.
I
Good to
restocked
see a
the
familiar face.
empty trap. Where's Moral?
Thank you for doing that, dear.
She manages to smile for you. Empathy. Her smile is weary. Her earlier ambulance has left her.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him.
Only the hardcore players left, huh? It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds. He gives up and I'm running around.
I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say.
Drama. Her voice is shaky. What's going on here? So, who's going to check the traps?
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps.
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything. Something tells me it's up to me again. We'll take care of it. Take it on. Once more onto the breach. Take it on with undue optimism. Good luck with that. My bug chasing days are done. Take it on.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Volition. Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? It's like she's given up. Lena, what's wrong? You seem different.
Different? How?
The half-moons of her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. Rhetoric. Answering a question with a question. For example, defensive isn't her usual style. You're on the back foot. You've given up on the phasmid. You're not telling me the whole story.
I'm in doubt, sweetie. That's all. Everyone is now and then.
You're in doubts about what?
It's, a strange feeling. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer.
Authority. And when a police officer asks, you must answer.
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just that? A story? Or a dream?
Composure. Hunching her shoulders now. She seems even smaller than she is, like a sad young girl.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about whether it was real or not.
But Moral told me you'd seen it. You also told me.
Morel's so proud of it. He always tells everyone.
Empathy. A terrible sting in the heart. Regret. Are you saying you made it up? You seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something? So you haven't seen it. I should arrest you for lying.
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. Morel was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoologists. That. And for years, his belief made me believe too.
Suggestion. That I'm a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace.
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it. But what if I was just wrong? I think I was.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything. He's hiding. These things are tough on him. Matters of love, not violence or deceit. Suggestion 83%. First, tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie. Success. Suggestion. It's like a tongue twister. Success suggestion. An acorn is not the same as a tree. That requires time, diligence, and care. And I need something good here. Wrong, or not, your relationship with Moral isn't just about the phasmid.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university.
Moral hated lecturing. You convinced him to do something real in this world. Normally, when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. When I think about you and Moral, I feel okay. That counts for something, no?
But if the dream comes to naught, what good is it? No, the thing is...
She looks down at her legs.
I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived, on our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story...
Composure. She has to swallow to relax her throat. It keeps her from talking. He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work. Now, I understand why you haven't told him about about your doubts. Wow, love is hard. Say nothing.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. I really must stop talking about it lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life.
Conceptualization. Are there... Some of the other things are pretty bad. To hell with this. I still believe you saw the phasmid. Thing is, you're not sure you made it up either. Okay. It's a false memory. It doesn't mean all cryptids aren't real. Chase another one. You're right about it all. And I need to get back to my work. I
A
believe.
true believer. Sometimes I still see it too. The real memory of it, how it was there. Not the memory of the memory, but it's so hard to tell the two apart.
Island Empire. Rising, unfolding from the reeds on a hot summer's day, like a benevolent god.
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Are you sure you don't need any help, getting to Gary's? You do that. I'll check the traps one more time. Be careful out there.
Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad.
Really?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel.
A volition. No one can stop you from finding the phasmid. Can I have your address, just in case there's news?
Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but...
Empathy. A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it. Be careful out there. It's been a pleasure, ma'am. The rest of it is pretty grim. Thanks for bringing some light.
You too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly. Even though it turned out to be a...
The sentence remains unfinished. Rhetoric. A waste of time? Highland Empire, a dream? Perception hearing. A fool's hope. Say her lips, moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quickly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, the cold coastal wind blows.
We should go too.
Shivers, somewhere out there. A kilometer to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the felled building, rattling dusty windows, beckoning with strange coldness to ask the wind once more. I gotta report back to Joyce. Joyce again. I don't know who I talked to for this. The Fallon Pants, let's see. Armor, that's not till the end. The murder weapon. That's not until 2200. Okay, talk to Joyce again. Oh, wait. Oh, how many cigarettes do I have left? 2. Might as well use one. It's not letting me use it. I must have, something else active.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Oh, do you know something about these?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Why, I was looking...
Better not
Oh, okay, that's... Dealing with Everett, where is it?
Until
Drug
you come up
traffic.
with something at that intersection. I'm afraid I have little else to tell you.
I've
But
heard
I'll
something.
try.
I've heard something
Ask.
about a complex operation earlier. This adds
I'm
up.
glad to hear, officer. I'm sure you'll find out just what that means soon enough.
Okay.
Yes, my eyes
There we
on the
go.
harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait. Where exactly are these eyes located? We have discovered enough to conclude for now.
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
Let's see, visual calculus. One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
Empathy. She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise.
If If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Oh yeah, I got a point. Let's see. What do I want? Hand-eye coordination. I'll just get a hand-eye coordination, I guess. Half-light. The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries. What was that about a bloodbath?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Bloodbath. Elizabeth Bathory. That would be... I've already heard about a connection between the lynching and the strike, but I need your testimony.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
A momentary lapse of faith. You need a security detail.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board.
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
What then?
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
Yeah, I think that's what they call PTSD in this universe, trauma and stressor disorder.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Yes. It's all leading up to the military tribunal.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Half-light. It'll be all of them. The decision is already made. You've made a mess here. I have to say, this is not Disco. Maybe the investigation can team up. You know, share resources and intelligence. Boy, oh boy, this is not good. This is not Disco.
It is very far from Disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
Whirlwind.
if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
Encyclopedia. The Ceres giant hornet. Oh my god, more useless Wikipedia. Their encyclopedia. I love it. The Ceres giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi- and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
Hand-eye coordination. The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2, or in your case, 3 shots. The shots and automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
See, Kim? This is that great bloodletting I've been telling you about. That's if you're the apocalypse cop. I'm not an apocalypse cop. I can't see it happen. Too many things would have to go wrong first. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing? I think the confrontation is inevitable.
It doesn't have to be like this, Lieutenant W. Frater Dubois. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Okay. What can you tell me about Colonel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Island Empire. Down a deep black well. It's
They boast a long list of
a reference to
pirates.
Blackwater.
Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Just nuke all of Revachol. Just get rid of it.
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
I mean, it's already doomed anyway. When the hole in the universe expands and consumes this area.
If you still have
Let's see.
access to the ICD
Oh, sadly no.
database,
Before that.
you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Oh, hello there, Faye. I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, man?
Just stop the natural progression of the whole and just make one ourselves.
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. Let's see. Could you contact the company, tell them to call them off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Drama. She's being truthful. She's pressing them as hard as she can. You said the deceased assaulted... No, we already know that. We've already... This is supposed to be what happens before you do the investigation, but I didn't do that, because I'm lazy. The Colonel, the one who was hanged, did you know him? Well, we already know who all of these people
Did I see
are.
him alive? Yes, but I did not know him.
Empathy. You don't know how you know. It's written on her face, nor the voice, but she had sympathy for this man. You liked him. His name was...
Liked is a bit strong. He was the most charismatic among them. He handled all the talking. His departure left a major gap in the group's communication skills.
His name was...
Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Tell me about the others first. This Lely. Anything else? Nationality?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body, and Classier also mentioned it, I believe. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Pain threshold. Must be hard to force your face to move in a new fashion. If you continue like this, you'll have an aneurysm. Then, you'll have to too.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Who's passing it on, then?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted...
This does not come as news to us, but still.
Oops.
To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the Colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
As you don't mention it, and who was the woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
Where are the remaining two mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're likely to be armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We still need to know where they are. We'll confront them directly. Okay. We'll steer clear for the moment.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Let's see. A logic. 97%. Where are the mercenaries? +1 sent by the Pines. +2 didn't pass background check. +1 dress code. Ceramic Knight. Logic. One is obviously the scab leader at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They're keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers. One must be the goon in the ill-fitting work clothing by the harbor gates, the scab leader.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
One's probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a shortwave at the ship's wheel.
She nods towards the sloop's cabin. I had another question for you.
I hope I can answer it better.
Oh, hello there, Forgotten. How are you doing? Good to see you again. How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
Ah, well, I hope you start feeling better soon.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay. Oh, you're on a shiny hunt there? Well, good luck. Hope you get 'em. Island Empire, 5 days. Not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
That's enough for now.
I'm sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Well, good luck with that. Let's see. Now, can you tell me about these tattoos? Show her the photo. Oh, of course, excuse my hesitation. She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand. For about half a minute, in silence. Perception sight. She wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
It was taken with a trigger not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet, observe the woman's expression. Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls in her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. Empathy. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely. What do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one of the photo on the photo
I
painter.
can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like blooms in a pattern.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
What's the use of this map? What travels did the dead man make?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption. to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Let's see, I got a level. What do I want? Another suggestion, maybe. Sure. Island Empire. Where is he now? This one is going nowhere but the morgue. I've spoken to him. For now, the soul is fastened inside the corpse. This one has flown quite far by now. Nowhere. There is no soul.
That is precisely what the sailors feared when they drew these maps. A fear of drowning within one's own corpse.
What travels did the dead man make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oranese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. What is that?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Islary Age.
Conceptualization. The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor. And these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Esprit de corps. Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp. Captain Potamelios Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks. Iaconic remarks. And a single column patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez, looking into Colonel. He writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there's a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter. This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history. Leave it be.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Conceptualization. For all the boats looking for adventure, a blood splatter on the seas. Let's see, who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Empathy. It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial. Physical instrument. Challenge accepted. I say we do it. I need the information. Mark it down. Ask Mercs about the tattoos. Let's see. You're right, not a good idea. Mark it down. Ask the Mercs.
Do what you have to do, Detective Dubois. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
That's all for the tattoos. Thanks for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
That's all for now. Let's see. Can I fast travel from here, or do I? No, I think I figured out the fast travel. I think you have to be in a specific location for it. Like in the center where you end up teleporting to. rather than... Yeah, that must be it.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I wasn't done asking questions. Hey, tough guy. I had more questions. Excuse me, I had further inquiries.
Things are busy enough. You going to waste less of my time?
Maybe. We'll see. The hulking man oozes stark skepticism. Are you the mercenary hired by Wild Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
Half-light. His neck muscles tense up. The veins on his neck bulge. Be careful. He's holding it deep in. But there are things in there you don't want to meet. Drama. It just has to be said. That was not a convincing line. Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. That didn't sound too convincing. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance? Okay.
Fucking loincloth.
He stares you down, mutely for a second. Drama, loincloth. Now you see. That's not really what a scab would say, is it? Better not to press the issue, sire. He seems tense. Your tribunal? He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating, and his mouth slightly open. Perception hearing. You hear a tiny rattle, a small radio crackling somewhere. An earpiece? Rhetoric. I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it won't be long until it's ready.
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
Esprit de corps. There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc, don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time. Okay, back off. I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
He grunts, barely glancing at it. Island Empire. Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea. They were on the body of the man who was hanged behind the cafeteria there. Give him the photo. It was your colonel. Give him the photo. We're investigating a murder. These tattoos were on the victim's body. Give him the photo. Of course, yes. Forget about it. Let's discuss something else. Cancel task. They were on your colonel. Wordless, he takes the photo and looks at it. Gray eyes dart back and forth on the gloomy surface, his face unmoving. Composure. Hard as a stone, but beneath it. Empathy. You see dead flesh in colorful rivers of polychrome melting skin and hair.
Fucking loincloths. Really did him in.
Loincloths? Can you tell me what the tattoos mean?
What it means.
He points to the tiny scar on the web of lines, away from the man's heart, almost on his stomach.
I can tell you what this one means. Only one. You want to hear what happened here?
Actually, no. Take the photo back. Yes.
Our colonel is deep in the bush here. Deep in the fucking bush in Benital, 41. Monsoon season. He's on a reconnaissance mission.
Cyclopedia. Bonatal is one of the inhabited islands of the Semines Archipelago, near the Pale, covered in jungle. It was an anchor point for the Semines nationalists in the proxy war held by the islanders' territory.
He spent a month behind enemy lines, scouting kept villages. Nothing but fucking bugs and snakes for fun. Men are getting restless. There's talk of switching employers.
He licks his lips as if drunk suddenly. Pain threshold. With some strange emotion. Things are about to get really graphic. Last moment to back off. Don't interrupt him. Hear it. Actually, no. Take the photo back. You knew him, right? Let's not hear that.
What's the matter, militiaman? No stomach for it? This man was worth 1,000 loincloths. We're done talking here.
I think we should maybe even get going now.
Spreeticor, there is absolutely no need to push this any further. He clearly doesn't think poking the hornet's nest is a wise plan anymore. Alright, let's see. Alright, I think now it's time to actually go to the Feld mural. It's going pretty good. We're discovering more about the victim's tattoos, and that he's a mercenary. And that guy that we confronted at the beginning of the game, the scab leader that was yelling like right to work and stuff, is actually one of the undercover mercenaries. And we confronted him. And he told us horrible things about what they did to people in their mercenary travels. Alright, let's see. Oh wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay. The once bright mural towers above you, saying Feld Electrical R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away. Shivers 97% listen to the wind. +3, found the empty tarp. +3, heard Lena's true story. +1, reconstructed execution. +2, made the awful call. +1, confronted the pigs. +2, established the nightclub. +2, discovered the anomaly. +3, death notification. +1, found the jacket. There are still good people here. Although that might be the best option. Still. Shivers. Even though you're sure you'd succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. What was I even attempting to do here? Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere by now, if we don't find her. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
What was I even attempting to do here? Shivers trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not. And now, you're just standing there, with your hands fallen to your sides. Logic. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? Island Empire. A prayer of sorts to Revachol. And if that fails, if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm. Shivers. Walk the coast. The old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it's already got you, and then you can do Shivers again, listen to the wind again. I forgot I need to go over here and look at the trap again. Let's see. A few locusts trudge along the wall of the trap. The rest are piled in a heap in the corner. Dead. No phasmid anywhere. Empathy. Poor things. Is that it? Yeah. What about the other one? Nope, still dead. I don't think there's anything else up here, but I'll look. No, not yet. Listen to the wind again, 97%. +3, found the empty trap. +3, heard Lena's true story. Plus that's I think it's all the same stuff, yeah. Let's see, Shivers. Suddenly, there's a sigh. Carried on the molecules around you. Moving. Blowing from high pressure to low pressure. Like that of a woman emptying her lungs. She wraps the collapsing stone box in front of you in her breath, flowing through it. Where does it go? In through the collapsed roof, flowing down the concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away footprints in the dust in the stairs, and then the beach below the boardwalk. Its winding tunnels, a whisper away. What is it? What's happening? She's down there. Say, I think she's down there, below this building.
Okay. Why?
The wind told me. We've looked everywhere else. Ever since I woke up, even maybe before, I've been getting these strange cold spells. The wind told me.
So, how do we get in there? The doors were on the collapsed side of this building. They're gone, basically.
I like how he doesn't even question it. He's just like, okay, how do we get in? He's just completely resigned to our madness. Savoir faire. Finally, my time to shine. There's a ladder next to the sign. Point to it. Perhaps we can climb it, enter through the roof. Yeah, I don't know.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything. I'm 43 years old, and I plan to live to see 70.
Somehow, he's given up. He's just resigned to it. Let's see. Physical instrument. There has to be a way to use brute force. Climbing sounds unsafe. Brute force is safe. Look around and find something to break the ladders. If the ladder fails. I think you can break in through the basement. If this doesn't work, I'll try that. I'll make a hard save though in case I die on this ladder. Belled ladder. A rusty ladder leads to the rooftop. Some of the rungs are missing.
Yeah, that doesn't look good at all.
Assess the situation. You're not ready to do this yet. The distances between the remaining rungs are rather wide. You'd have to use the mounting brackets. However, they seem corroded, and the peeling rust is razor sharp. I guess. In addition, the first rung is going to be tough to reach. It's 3 meters above the ground, and you're 180. 180 seems about right. 190. I'm a giant. Let's see. Okay, but still. The roof is collapsing, and the wind gets pretty brutal up there. Dismounting from the ladder is going to be hard. Perhaps if you were to not climb the ladder. Instead, conceptualization. What if you were to reconceptualize climbing the ladder? Island Empire, astral projection. Be open-minded about this. Pain threshold. Yeah. Because falling from that height seems, well, splat. So don't do that. Just, you know. What if I don't climb? What if I just teleport?
Teleportation is not a thing.
The lieutenant stares at you, stone-faced. Come on, Kim, where's your adventurous spirit? Teleportation is a thing. It just needs a bit of concentration. It won't hurt to try.
Okay, let's say teleportation is a thing. Wouldn't you need some kind of scientific apparatus to create a teleportation field? You can't just do it without apparatus.
What are they talking about?
I forgot that they were here. The father and son next to us.
Teleportation, Mikhail. It's generally thought impossible.
It won't hurt to try.
Oh yes, it could hurt. A lot.
Savoir faire. 58% challenging. Teleport to the roof. 50 plus 2. Saw Tiago climbing. That's... Success. All you need to do is close your eyes and concentrate. Darkness enfolds you. You can feel the distance between the bench and the first rung of the ladder. All you need to is... do it. Zoot? Zap? Pow? Crinkle? It's like magic. You feel yourself disappear. Your atoms fading out of existence.
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Bam! You find yourself on the roof, having mastered the art of physical displacement. I did it, Kim. I teleported. Don't gloat, just stand there like a Sumerian master.
I just saw you climb the ladder. You just climbed it like a regular person.
Perception hearing. The wind at the top of the building starts howling loudly, blowing away the lieutenant's voice. Faintly you hear,
Never mind. Find a way to let me in when you get inside. Don't go adventuring without backup, especially if we think the suspect may be hiding here.
if only I really teleported. I'll equip my flashlight and my gun. The central support beams have been destroyed by artillery fire. In my heart, we really did teleport too. Stones Fall, it's a long way down. The glass is covered with grime and dust. You can barely see out. Postcard, Martinez, 98. A faded picture postcard from the end of the last century shows Martinez as it was before the Revolution. It's the height of the summer. Rue de Saint-Ghislain is teeming with parasol-wielding bourgeoisie and Wild Pines flags, buttresses the walkway. Nothing is written on the back. This collapsed nearby, sealed is the basement. No one can barely get by. Let's see. Antiquated office furniture, last century maybe. Brought down and forgotten, so long ago. An overturned table is covered in orange mildew, crawling with something. Old file folders in a cart, documents, silvery with mold. A series of thick, dusty panes of the glass. Let's see, interfacing. This isn't just glass. These are old computation components. These are computer components. Yes, filament memories. From the time when wires were cast in glass. Slides with an inlaid nervous system. How'd they do that, and why? The how was a closely guarded secret. Something that was locked in safes in human heads across the river, where they were manufactured. As to why, your fingers don't know. Cyclopedia. The why is easy, because they hadn't come up with modern silicone-based systems yet. For vitreous cast filament memories, though, these seem incredibly advanced. The insulary suit jacket. +1 to suggestion, dressed for the occasion. Hold on. The muted brown suit jacket, perfect for a day at the office or an evening at a cafe. The red rose at the bottom of the left breast pocket is slowly withering. Okay, I will be back in just a minute. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Okay. In the beam of the flashlight, a crevice in the wall. I should probably let Kim in first. Before I go exploring. Door. Two rusty metal plates that slide apart from a crude door. It's been there under the boardwalk for a while. Who's there? Push the doors open. Ignore the door.
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
I wish that was an option. I was like, Kim, just teleport in here. You can do it. Push the doors open. The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a slide and put some strength into prying it open. With the help of your partner, the two metal panels slide open with a creak.
Huh. I hope no one dangerous heard that.
How did you even get there?
After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before.
I think you have to have a physical instrument check. That means Kim is strong. He broke in here all by himself. Empathy. He's quite proud of himself. You could have saved me the effort. Maintenance entrance, so pedestrian. At least now, we know a quick way in and out.
Yes, we have an exit, so let's get going. Time to investigate these passages.
He peers into the darkness. Stale fabric smell and dust. No one slept in here in months, maybe years. Revolutionary's hat. There it is. Let's see. Revolutionary hat. +1 to Mazovian socioeconomics. Friendly neighborhood communard. Yes, the best hat in the game. More silly dialogue. Rhetoric. This hat is so soft, so warm, it wraps around your head, and your mind tingles with all manner of socio-economic theory. Thanks. How can I make this investigation more communist? That's what this one is. Oh, there literally is an option for slutty cop though. If you wear the nightgown, Kuno calls you a hooker. That's the hat. This is an Ushanka hat, right? Pat the hat. Oops, it's a fashion faux pas. Discard the thought, and the hat. Rhetoric. Kraz Mazov would have worn this Ushanka. Mazov knew where to cook those thoughts. That's why it bears a Mazovian logo. Glory to the Mazovian comrade. Whether you like it or not, wearing this hat has made you more communist. These pots and plates are full of dust and spiderwebs. Revolutionary propaganda on the bunk bed. Ancient flyers and brochures. Krasmazov portrait. A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. A plaque reads, K. Masov. There is a spider web in the lower left corner of the portrait. Brush the dust off the portrait. Look, Kim. It's Comrade Masov. Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched with ample mustache and sideburns, looks a bit silly. Shivers. Someone crouches, heels digging into wet sand, hands sweep across the sand. Grains sticking to the frayed skin of their fingertips. An old man sits on a slab of concrete and taps his fingers against a glass of a scope. You shudder. Look, Kim, it's Comrade Masov.
Yes, I can see that. Looks like some communists were hiding out here. They left a long time ago.
Rhetoric. The lieutenant does not seem to share your enthusiasm. A long time ago. How long?
Half a century? This was probably part of the network of defense posts the communards built against the amphibious landing. I think the purpose of this bunker was to produce propaganda. It would have had radio equipment back then, but that's all been looted.
What's with all these secret weapon caches and secret bunkers?
We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what it is, no one has gone through the trouble of cleaning out the old bunkers.
This reminds me, actually, growing up in Ohio, there's a lot of, kind of on the border, towards, like, West Virginia and stuff. We had this, a lot of the old houses, in this area were actually part of the Underground Railroad during the 1800s. And there's actually, like, really old tunnels, like, connecting a lot of the old houses. Most of them are, like, collapsed in on themselves, but it's really cool, because I had a friend who had one of those, like, tunnel things underneath of his house, and you couldn't really go very far into it, because it was mostly collapsed. But it was pretty cool. Maybe I should move in here. Seems cozy. Could be connected to the Masov bust we found in the students' room. Could someone here have stopped here recently?
I won't stand in your way, but only after we're through with this case.
Could be connected to Masov.
Millions of depictions of Masov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youths always go for this kind of stuff.
Could someone have stopped through here recently?
You mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
He looks at the dust. Leave. Boot prints in the sand. One of the soles appears to be worn than the other. It's Ruby's footprints, because we know that from discovering the sandpaper on the pedal that one of her heels is worn down more than the other. There's something in the air, an unnatural buzzing. The tunnel collapsed. You'll have to find another way around. It's getting louder. It's a buzzing sound. Pain threshold. There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost smell. Lieutenant, do you feel something?
No. What do you mean?
A pain. A strange tingling. A ghost. Nothing, it's just my mind playing tricks.
I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh.
Hold on. You really don't feel anything. I saw them too. Footprints at the right sole worn smooth.
No, but you are the sensitive one.
Rhetoric. It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous. I saw them too.
Looks like our suspect. If she's in here, we need to plan our next step carefully.
What do you mean?
Once we detain a credible suspect, who knows what the Union and the Wild Pines will do? We'll set in motion events we have no control over.
Logic. You will upset the balance of power in Martinez. The deadlock between the company and the Union will destabilize. Interfacing. This part of town is a fine clockwork puzzle. Disturb its peace, and it will start breaking down uncontrollably. Volition. Keep calm. Go over the whole situation in detail. We found out Everard's plan to take the harbor. Maybe we should tell Joyce about it. How bad do you think things could get? What do you think is waiting for us there?
I leave that to your judgment. You already know what I think about cross-pollinating information like this. It's dangerous, but...
Rhetoric. He just can't be sure. Maybe we'll yield something useful. How bad do you think it could get?
Well, we are not responsible for what we can't predict, are we? I don't think the entire city will be razed to the ground.
He smiles in the dark. Esprit de corps, let's try not to worry, he thinks. Logic. If you can't predict it, there's nothing you could have done. What do you think is waiting for us?
I think I see a cavern. Maybe more cellars? I think we've been careful enough. We still have the element of surprise.
Savoir-faire. I wouldn't be so sure. You haven't exactly been sneaking.
Or maybe not. Either way, once we go deeper, there will be no turning back.
The turning point. Money. A concrete pipe, buried in sand and dust. Oh. It feels strange. There we got the polar anorak. +1 to composure, under the polar lights. +1 to shivers, gift from La Revacholaire. Esprit de corps and visual calculus, or composure and shivers, but it looks cool. Look how cool I look with my armor and white jacket and Ushanka hat. I'll keep it. Actually, I like the... Yeah, I'll just keep it. It doesn't really matter. Ruby, the instigator. Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain, like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. Perception hearing. Yeah, so am I. I like the more dark colors myself. Perception hearing. It's like 1,000 radio stations are being blasted into your head all at once. But her words are the only ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
I have to heal or I'm gonna die. I forgot. Oh yeah, I took so much damage from the phone call earlier.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
Suggestion. The voice coming through the whirlwind of pain is not malicious. She doesn't want to hurt you, but she has to. Pain threshold. Doesn't wish to hurt you. Not according to your ear canals. Wait, no. Not even your ear canals. This is going directly into your neural pathways. Cover your ears. Don't cover them. No, buddy. That's not gonna help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Volition. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest. Yell through the static. You're under arrest. What's happening to me? Are you gonna kill me too? Help, Kim, help. My brain is on fire.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand. More health damage. You're overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain. What's happening to me? Are you gonna kill me too? Help, Kim. The lieutenant clutches his head as his eyes roll back into his skull.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
Logic. The explosion of static you're hearing. It's the ULAN frequency. I saw your equations. It's the ULAN frequency. You're using one of those devices used to send signals through the pale on me. Say nothing. Try to cover your ears.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? I expected as much. I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
I don't know what that is. Yiji? I'm not sure. Pale latitude compressor. 13684137891. Esprit de corps. You should probably check on Kim. It doesn't sound like he's doing all too well. Look back at Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Oh, a Korean house artist. Okay.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal through the
okay.
pale, literally
I
cut
see.
the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people lose their minds in just a few years.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
Suggestion. She's been holed up in here for a while, with no one to talk to. Keep her talking, and you just might get an opportunity to break loose. How did you get your hands on this thing? Will I stay like this forever? Have you experienced the compressor yourself? This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed. Please turn it off. I can't take it anymore. Move on. How did you get your hands on this
I built
thing?
it myself.
She nods towards her torture device. Interfacing, and she's proud of it too, as she ought to. This is way beyond your abilities.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray, and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like waking out of a very confusing dream.
Bunch of numbers. Dear Coryllis. Have you experienced this compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This reminds me of that, what is it called? It's literally like a giant microwave that they're going to start using in, like for riot suppression. It literally microwaves like your cells in your body, and it feels like your skin is on fire. Yeah, the heat wave thing. Yeah. This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
Rhetoric. So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and of herself merely as prey. Please, could you turn it down so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
Yeah, maybe microwaving people is, a bit unethical. Bunch of numbers. If you're looking for a deal on a mattress, Speed Freaks. It's the radio number. A bunch of numbers. Oh Rosaline.
Damn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
So do I. She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens. Perception sight. The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Pain threshold. Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. Just keep her talking, and you'll get through this. Let's see, we have... How did you know we were coming? Did you shoot Laylee? Pain threshold 97%. Destroy the machine. Success. You can do it, Harry. Pain threshold. You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but you're under arrest. See them fireworks, Kim. Glance back. Whispers over your shoulder. You okay, Kim? See them fireworks? She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles.
Oh, fuck it.
She pulls the barrel of the gun into her mouth. What are you doing? Rhetoric. Convince her to put the gun down. 72%. Success. She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other option. You need to give her options. What options? You know. Maybe I can still talk her out of it. Please, put your hands up. Just walk away. I wish I could just let you go, but I have to follow protocol. This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives. Just walk away. She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth. Eyes filled with dark intensity. Then something shifts in her. Empathy, gratitude, doubt. She's still ready to go. Composure. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens. You don't have to do this. You're not cornered. I'm letting you go. Just fucking go, okay? Before I change my mind.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She says, pulling the gun out of her mouth, eyes still fixed on you, and she turns her gaze to the tunnel behind you. She runs past you, past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call.
Are you sure? I did my best. Thanks, rub your temples.
I would have done the same, had I not been incapacitated.
What if we just let the murderer go? I think she didn't do it. I think she did it, but I didn't want her to go.
Her tent. We should check it out.
Points to the back of the cavern. Dark water trails into the distance. There is no way out. Some drugs. Cooking utensils. She's prepared herself porridge and bananas. Money, $8. Wow, I'm rich. Instigator's tent. The plain red tent stands by dispassionately. Look inside. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, some books, and a kerosene lamp. Perception smell. It reeks of cigarettes. Shine your flashlight on the books. Assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one of the covers. On another, a ghost airship. You also see a collection of radio enthusiast magazines.
See anything?
The lieutenant peeks over your shoulder. Sift through the magazines. Riga Monthly. Journal of Maternal Science. Of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. It's not a magazine, it's a leather notebook. A notebook. Take it. You pocket the worn, brown leather journal. Island Empire, a trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
Leave. Nah, I'm just gonna walk away with it. Wait, where is it? Look for Ruby on the coast. Ruby with... You found Ruby's journal. Read it. Oh, there it is. Ruby's journal. A well-loved journal with a brown leather cover and the brand name Schneeler embossed on the back. It seems to have served as a loyal friend to a lonely traveler. A thick journal. The cover is worn, like someone used to carry it around in their back pocket. Examine the cover. Unwind the strap. Move on. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports an embossed brand name Schneeler. Encyclopedia. Schneeler is a stationary brand from Gottwald, beloved among architects and engineers. Conceptualization. She's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here seriously. Unwind the strap. Move on. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of the ruled pages have been filled. Study the handwriting. The large cursive of someone who writes quickly and confidently. Interfacing. Perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny corrections scrawled above and in the margins. Study the handwriting. Let's see, did that? Flip through the pages. It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflections, all dated.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
What kind of logistics? Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code. Looks like contact information, quantities, directions.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes. I can give this to her after we finish this.
What are the diagrams of? Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, calculations of distance and density. You make out a familiar spiral shape. Anything personal? Short, wry observations of people and places. Probably a way to pass time on the road. Also what appears to be attempts to sort through some difficult decisions. There are a few passages with many questions in them. Authority. Staff issues. Always tough on the leadership. You smell traces of betrayal. How far back do the entries go? The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as I can while looking for a way out. Remember, no one is indispensable. What did she write the day Laylee died? Nothing. On March 4th, March 5th, through, well, that's bound to come back and bite me on the ass. I'm bad at this, loyal to a fault, except... But that's another matter entirely. Logic. You have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it. What's the most recent entry? Conclude the journal. The most recent entry is from today. It reads, Let's see. Task complete. Look for Ruby on the coast. Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run? Not really my idea of the open road. Man, I was really looking forward to winning.
I just don't think she killed a mercenary. It's mostly a gut feeling, though, since we let her walk out without hearing her side of the story.
Esprit de corps. That would be a first, or a fourth. But who's counting, he thinks. Very rarely does one actually get framed. If she didn't do it, then maybe it's good we didn't catch her. Then who do you think killed the merc?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that. We have other reasons to arrest her.
He frowns.
Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than we does.
Then who do you think killed the merc?
Could have been Titus. Then again...
He pauses to think. Seems plausible. I don't know. T-Man wouldn't fuck me over. T-Man? He's literally never called him T-Man at any point in the game, except for right now. I don't know.
Either way, we need to keep an eye on him. Somewhere along the way, we might have been fed a lie or two. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling and rags. Questions to ask. We should get to it.
Okay, got a point. Island Empire. Why not? Alright, return to the whirling. Whole investigation debacle. Someone there has something to answer to. Oh, wrong way. So don't I have to go to the roof or something here, I think? Still, to determine where the shot came from, I'm pretty sure that's near here. Or something. Or at least explore here. No? I forget where I go for that. Oh, well, I guess it's not up here. Can I interact with that? No. I think I can put the gun away. Let's see, I'll take the cigarettes back out, I guess. I guess I'm not close enough to wherever I have to be to teleport. Damn it. I guess I'll have to walk down here. No? Okay, teleport isn't working. I'm just gonna have to walk. Oh yeah, there's the other trap. It's probably the same dialogue, yep. Oh, wait a minute. Is this today? Oh, it is today. I thought this was tomorrow. Oh, this is gonna be... What time is it? 30... this is gonna be a long one. Let me reload. Re-equipped my gun. Yeah, my teleport is my daily ability. Actually, let me use the cigarettes first. Actually, you know what? It's time for drugs. Let's see. What do I want? Motorix? I think I need Motorix for this. Where's my... me. Oh, electrochemistry. Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up. Time to detect. Will it make me into a super cop? Wait, but Kim is here. He'll be disappointed. This is gonna be really bad for my health, isn't it? Okay, my body is ready. Let's do this. Try some speed. Oh, hell yeah. You raise the peptide bottle, pressed up to one nostril closed, and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic, and stings a bit inside your nose. Substance use, speed. Let's see. Mamma mia. Good to have your back, Officer Super Cop. The world has been waiting. That's the... Mamma mia. Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity, your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. Let's see. Task complete. Find speed. Oh, it was a secret task. Find speed and sniff it. Damage to health. I'm going to die if I don't heal. I have to use all of my healing items here. Let's see. Endurance. And let's be honest. There's a little chest pain. The good kind, of course. You may want to blast a nosophed or something. Logic. You could work with this high. Like, literally work. Solve the case. File some papers. Maybe clean up your hostel room. Then, solve another case. Then, start a side investigation into the paranatural. Then, build a radio computer. Composure. Whoa, that shit is strong. That shit is disco. Suggestion. Time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant. You did some. Clear the air. Kim, I did a little speed. I hope you don't mind. It was for professional reasons. Feels great. Are there any downsides of this at all? Cool, cool. Let's boogie.
I'm not your mother. I don't care. Do what you have to do.
Esprit de corps. As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to work. Feels great. Are there any downsides? To this, you're kidding. There are downsides to not being on it. It's, not only that, I snorted it in front of him and being like, yeah, I just did a little speed. Let's see. There are massive downsides. It's a potent neurotoxin. You're turning yourself into a frayed idiot. Cool, cool. Let's boogie. Finish thought and spring to action. Electrochemistry. Spring, spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task in the task chain. In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a speed button. Speed gives you +1 motoric skill, perception, reaction speed, hand-eye coordination, savoir-faire, interfacing, and composure. This is good before a white check, but damages your morale. Where's that one drug I picked up earlier? Was it? Oh, that. No, that's not it. I swear I picked up the drugs earlier. Where are they? If only I could take the mystery drugs that the hobo gave me. I guess I don't have it. Well, I have 6 healing. You know what? I'm just gonna... Yeah, let's just take all of that before this. I have my gun equipped, right? Let's see. Yeah, gun and drugs. Let's see, is there anything? Flashlight, that's fine. Whatever. Alright. Island Empire. Stop. Just up ahead. Danger. Hand-eye coordination. You are prepared. Don't put away your friend. Your weapon. Interfacing. The barrel of your Villiers 9mm pistol shines threateningly in the cold spring light. Kim, there's danger up ahead.
Yes, I hear commotion. Let's go.
He cups his ear. I'm ready to do this. I'm scared. Oh no, I picked up D. It started with a D. I think it was just healing. I think it automatically got put into my my healing bar because I used a bunch of it to survive the radio, and then I found it in Ruby's camp, and it must have given me some extra because now I need it to not die here. I'm ready to do this. Island Empire, good. Be ready to take damage. It's just, it tells me.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
I think I'm wearing my armor, right? Hold on, let me just make extra sure. This... I need it. I looked at my stuff I was holding, but not what I was wearing. Okay, yeah. Let's see, we've got This. Actually, I'm gonna change my jacket. Where's it at? This one, esprit de corps. I'll keep the communist hat. I don't care about that. That's because it looks funny.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking reckoning.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt. We need to talk this through. All right?
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
Perception sight. This is the mercenary at the gates. His chest rises and falls under the ceramic breastplate. His fingers reach for the butt of his sidearm. Electrochemistry. There's something very wrong with him. He's dangerous. Shh. The lieutenant raises his left hand.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to your unit and forget all about this.
The Kipt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander. I think we should just kill everyone, Corty.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or a jungle outpost.
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this. I'm sure we can come to a peaceful agreement. Ain't that right, fellas?
Authority. He is facing overwhelmingly superior firepower, and he knows it.
Peaceful.
Let's see. Rud Holequalua, whatever that guy's name is. It sounds like the armored figure is weeping. Perception hearing. A nest in your abdominal cavity. Like a little wild mouse. The masked man's words are barely intelligible, but you can hear them.
Fuck, there's a third one. How did we miss something like this?
When Kim swears, you know it's serious. The lieutenant points to the helmeted figure. Hand-eye coordination. This third one. He has the most dangerous of them all. Heavily armored. Let's see. The lieutenant is genuinely worried for his life. You should consult him before getting in there. We're out of time. This is... What do we do? Whisper. The big one is the mercenary at the gates, the scab leader. Stop. This is the police. Get in between them. Whisper. Let's walk away for now. Let's...
The Mercenary Tribunal.
The lieutenant nods. What do we do?
My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene.
The big one is the mercenary at the gates.
If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
He nods. Logic. A sound strategy. He is the leader. Stop. This is the police. Get in between them.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
Losing his balance for a moment, he staggers backwards. Empathy. I think he's calmed down a bit. Half-light. No, he didn't. He's about to open fire. No, he's calming down. I can talk to him. He is. He's about to snap. So which is it? Who's right? He is. I was wrong.
Pig fuck!
The voice from beneath the helmet interrupts your thoughts. You only make out the last word. I can see you're drunk. One wrong move. I'm taking you out. Easy now. No one needs to die here today. Say nothing. Cross your arms. I can see you're drunk.
Ah, yeah. Welcome to the fucking party. You're probably gonna get killed too. I don't give a shit if you're cops.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and talk like civilized human beings.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long rifle. The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm feels comforting and warm in your hand. Feels like it's saying, do it. Hand-eye coordination. Shoot him in the mouth. Shoot him before he shoots you. Rhetoric. No, wait. It's good you have that gun. It really is. Just soften him up first. Present an argument. Suggestion. Even if it comes to a fight, it's always a good idea to drag it out first. Get under his skin. Composure. I don't know about this getting under his skin. What if it gets under yours? I'm barely keeping your hand from trembling here. Empathy. Peace. Always peace. It's worked thus far. Start with the first idea you have. Then, move down from that, please. Who is that? Point to the man. I didn't know you had a third guy. Listen, they didn't do it. You're all drunk. Look at yourselves. The Wild Pines rep does not approve of this. Rhetoric, 83%. Think of an argument. +1, know about the Downwell. Suggestion, 97%. Talk about Hanged Man. Let's see. +2, name Elias Courtenier. +1, he was fostered. +1, had blue eyes. Where is Classia? She can explain this. Hand-eye coordination, 42%. Shoot Chronotar. 42%. +1, figured out the armor. I have the bonus from finding the armor pieces and having the thought thing. Stand there quietly, hope nothing bad happens. Yes, the moralist position. Who's that? Point to the man.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude, the killer. Howen Cloven. He doesn't talk much.
All of you cunts inside out.
What was that? Rude? The killer?
Rip you open.
The killer?
The gunner. The raddest. The killer. What do you think he does?
Perception sight. There, on the rim of Olagatuen's helmet, you count little stick figures. 19, 20, 21. Count the figures. Sight. About 50 little stick figures, all of them black, plus 2 little white ones on the end. Encyclopedia. These men served in Seminine, the native islanders. Gills? Black people? Tends to be stables. You think you're real tough, huh? This killing is meaningless. I'm a killer too.
Huh?
He just stares at you with watery eyes. Empathy. That struck some chord. A dark chord.
What are we waiting for? Let's blow that pig fucking mouth off his face.
Lance Corporal, just fucking shut up and wait for your order.
Listen, they didn't do it.
Yeah? Who did that?
Wait, I just need a little more time to figure this out. Point to Titus. I think it was Titus. Point to the roof. It was Classia. Point to the coast. It was Ruby. Point to yourself. It was me. It was someone else. Someone who's not here now.
How fucking convenient.
He gives you a drunken stare, then puts his hand on his gun. Reaction speed. His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw. He was shot from a great distance. A sniper did it. A lot of people could have gotten on that roof, like Gart, the cafeteria manager. Actually, they are here. Point to the enemy. It was one of you. I've changed my mind. I can still change my mind, right? Sniper did it.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals here, right now, huh? How about the kid? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper one more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
Logic. He's gonna do it. He's gonna shoot her. Logic. 72%. Think. Why doesn't he believe me? Say nothing. Just stand there. Failure. Your mind grinds to a halt. All you can see is the revolver in the man's armored hand, swaying, pointed at her. You move your mouth like a fish gasping for air. She's a woman. Don't. I'll kill you. No, she wasn't even there. He pulls the trigger. A plume of smoke erupts from the muzzle. Perception hearing. The shot rings in your ears. A low, teeny ring. When the Hardy Boys yell something.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
The woman grabs her left side. She's down. Her white shirt soaks in blood red around her abdomen. She gasps for air. Endurance. She's not. She's bleeding out. If she doesn't get help in 10 minutes, she'll die.
Fuck this!
The man starts pulling something out from his pocket. Perception hearing. There's a coarse shuffle against something. Is it a gun?
Gene! Cancel Lizzie! Now!
Reaction speed. He'll be ripped apart. They all will. The moment the third man opens fire, and he knows it. Visual calculus. He wants you to open fire on the mercenaries before he does. He's waiting for you to and your partner to be the shield. The Wild Pines rep does not approve of this.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
Wild Pines is not going to forgive you massacring a bunch of innocent people. We're working together. She knows you're out of control, she told me. The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes. A bull ready to charge. He's not listening, but looking for an opening. Reaction speed. Now is not a good time to strike. He's looking right at your hands. Do something else. Get him distracted. We're working together. He knows you're out of control.
She's gone, you stupid fuck. Sailed off 5 minutes ago. She doesn't give a shit about you, Silos.
Perception sight. As you look at the bay, you see a small green sail on the horizon. By the crumbling sea fort, growing smaller.
Stay cool. How is she?
I'll be okay. I'll be...
She puts her bloody hand on her heart and starts shaking.
She'll be gone soon, too. Company bitch is gone. Lely's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
Guys, I just get in the way. I don't even have a gun.
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
Shaky ran away. Half-light. They're afraid, all of them. Trembling reeds in the wind. They'll run, scatter soon, one by one. No. Oh, esprit de corps, no. The rest will stay. They will hold their ground, even if it means dying here, with you. Rhetoric or suggestion? Suggestion's probably the best one. We also have hand-eye coordination. I can try to shoot them, but let's see. +1 figured out the armor, and -1 got the gardener shot. Let's do this one. Suggestion. Dangerous. Ask him about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it. I knew you were you weren't a goddamn scab leader. Who are you?
Yeah, I don't fucking act so well. Lely had a hard-on for making faces for you natives. Fucking food aid shit. That shit is done now. Trigger time.
Who are you?
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fucking mud hut to the ground.
He points at the whirling in rags. Perception hearing. As he moves, the interlocking pieces of his armor click softly. Logic. Click, click, click. The realization comes to you, like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul Conatier. The dead man's name is Ellis Contenier. He's brothers with the deceased. Empathy, no. Probably foster brothers. Elias was put into a foster home, remember?
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer. You're all sentenced to death by lead.
Courtenier. I know that name. Raoul and Elias Courtenier. Look him in the eye. I'm sorry about your brother, Raoul.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck.
Oh, I gotta level. I'll throw it into something here. Probably some hand-eye coordination. Half-light. Beaten by a foster parent or someone on the farm. And then went to the same military academy, and the same unit, and the same war. You were foster brothers, I know.
Same fucking mud hut town, too.
He looks around, then wipes his face with his armored glove. Suggestion. Okay, good. His parents left him in a fucking leaf compactor.
Who? Lely?
Yes, when he was small, just an infant.
We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records. That was in there. And other things.
They fucking put Lely in a leaf compactor, and now these cunts finished the job.
He waves at the gang, huddled by the doors. Pain threshold. There's real anguish in his voice. A drunken sadness suddenly engulfs him. Memories.
It's a mind fuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up to fuck with us. Major, permission to.
Suggestion. Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now. Listen. You're Lely. Everyone says good things about him. He was a talker. He had blue eyes, didn't he? Your brother.
Fuck do you mean, talker?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets. Squeeze a bit of kip-tass here and there. Great fucking idea that turned out to be.
He points towards the yard.
If Lely was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs, Clay Monkey. I'll gun every one of you down for what you did.
Ready to open fire, Major. At your command.
Endurance. This one isn't used to being suited this long. She's uncomfortable. We'll open fire just to hurry things along. He had blue eyes.
Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a grown man.
He smiles, pulling his face in a strange way.
It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or, I don't know what bitches like. I just know how to mow down cloths.
Conclude. Your brother did not deserve to go out like that. I promise. I will find his killer.
Find his killer? Cop, his killers stand right there, shitting their pants, and you're standing in the way, protecting them.
They didn't...
The woman holds onto her side, teeth rattling.
Shush, sister. Blood's all gone out now. Not long to go till the rattle starts. One down, girl. 6 to go.
Suggestion. Big talk. But that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center. Let's see. Rhetoric, 72. Think of an argument. Success. Rhetoric. Alright, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Colonel would never sanction this. Who's the commanding officer? Take your pick. Suggestion. Really? None of this looks like it's going to do anything but piss them off. Reaction speed. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely. Just to be clear, are you officially in charge of this unit after the death of your colonel? Colonel does not give you the right to conduct a tribunal. You were called Downwell once. What happened? Gulp and say nothing.
Me? I fucking told you. I'm a Crenel Major with 15 years of live combat experience. When my colonel gets hanged by clay monkeys, I lead the platoon on a retaliation strike.
So, are you the highest ranking of the three of you?
Nah, I just have the biggest gun.
He raps on his armored barrel-like chest. Hand-eye coordination. Technically, the other man has the biggest gun, but we're beyond that now. Hold on. What's the highest rank in colonel? As the leader of this group, reconsider your actions. This does not need to end in bloodshed.
You're right. But you see, I want it to end in bloodshed.
Rhetoric. Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else, and his hand is off his gun. This did something. Physical instrument. Now fire. Fuck them all up. Do it. The muscles on your hand tense up. This is it. Hand-eye coordination, 72%. Shoot, Courtinaire. +1 figured out the armor. -1 got the gardener shot. +1 got him talking. +1 he's thinking of a leaf compactor. Failure. Hand-eye coordination. A small explosion expels the bullet from your chamber. With a puff of smoke, it hits the man square in the chest, producing a soft clicking sound on his armor. Perception hearing, like dice rolling. Visual calculus. The kinetic energy of the 9mm front-loaded bullet is distributed evenly across the chest piece and into his hands.
Go ahead. Give it another try.
The man doesn't even move. He's smiling. Hand-eye coordination 58%. Shoot him again. It's my last bullet. I only have 2 bullets. It didn't do anything? Look at the gun. Throw the gun at him. Die. Do nothing. Let's see. -2. Already missed him once. Failed again. Another soft explosion, like a firecracker, goes off in your hand. Another soft click from the gleaming white Curious.
They teach you to shoot the chest in Copland? Stupid fuck. Kill him.
To your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. Kim, where is Kim? Blink, think, reaction speed. Dodge the shot. Reaction speed, a low shot rings. You feel a tapping, like rain on your chest plate. Heavy drops of rain. Then, the sound of dice rolling, as the Curious distributes the shot evenly from plate to plate. Pain threshold, you got hit. The armor took most of it, but still your ribcage burns. Feels like blood is slowly seeping into your lungs.
God, please.
The lieutenant says quietly without trembling. He aims, face pale. Visual calculus. He's aiming for the eye slot in Rudd's helmet. An extremely difficult shot. Then, 2 shots ring at once. One from the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but it misses. You hear a scream behind you. Kim. Did he hit the rifleman? Who screamed? Blood gushes from the helmet eye sockets of Rudd as he staggers back, disoriented. The sound comes from his helmet. Are not human. Hand-eye coordination. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant. Who screamed? Glenn. Dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Blood gushes out of them, like red geysers. Island Empire. Oh God. Watch out. You see 2 cold eyes looking at you, through all the smoke and panic, and a pistol raised aiming at your chest, point blank. Then, the man squeezes the trigger. Look him in the eye. Reaction speed. Evade the shot, 3%. Let it happen. Look him in the eye. A look of happiness. His eyes seem unnaturally bright, shining like stars. Something in the fear must distort him somehow. He is evil. And the end. Half-light. Here it comes. Death. 3%. Gotta go for it. Reaction speed. You can't. There's no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. Your entire lower body is on fire, and your leg can't support you. You fall down like a rag doll. Listen through the darkness and the pain. Touch your lower body. Try to open your eyes. What do I see? Nothing. Persisting darkness, dancing lights of pain, distant shadows cast by them, like a hellish play.
You're bleeding out.
Out of it, a silhouette appears, crouching over you. You hear a familiar voice filled with urgency and fear. No one wants to do anything with me. No one wants to party with me. Of course, I get gunned down and die. Sorry, fuck. Kim, I lied about not remembering who I am. I made it up. I remember everything. There's a white shadow that smells like apricots. It's always there.
Stay with me.
You feel burning hot tears streaming down from your eyes. I can't forget it, even when I drank so much. I said I have a vast soul. Do I have a vast soul? I shouldn't have called her. Now she hates me. She would have started loving me again, but I called her. And now she won't.
Yes, keep talking. You hear me? Stay awake.
The lieutenant pushes down on your wound hard. But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sound's even more distant. And a cold comes over you. The lieutenant, too, is somewhere far away, almost gone. When suddenly, you sense something behind him. A shadowy towering. Someone stands there, raising his pistol at him. The lieutenant does not see it. He's pushing down on your wound with both hands. Reaction speed. Scream immediately. He's gonna die. Just let the darkness take you. Authority. 92%. No, Kim. +1, the lieutenant trusts you. +2, Kim truly trusts you. Authority. No, you scream. Behind you. From the bloody lips. Your eyes are full of fear. There's no room for hesitation. The lieutenant turns around and fires, his body falling on yours, in the course of the motion. You hear a roar of pain, a death scream. The sound disappears, like someone pressed stop on the tape. The hulking figure, too, is gone. And so is Kim, and the whole world fall into total darkness. Ancient reptilian brain. This is death. One more door, baby. One more door. Will I be a ghost now? Good. I want to die. No. Let me back into the fight. The fight? There is no fight. The fight is over. It was lost 1,000 years ago. You have laid here forever. Keep falling. Deeper. Take the door. He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating. He's swelling up instead. Over the hours, hurting, moaning in his sleep, and rotting, and being disinfected, and smelling of drugs, and feeling saliva in his mouth, drifting in painkillers, thrashing in his wound sleep. Let's see. Volition. He can't go. Not before the case is solved. Perception hearing. There's a radio in the distance. A radio of the world. Playing sounds. Good morning, Elysium. Soon, you will return to the world. Endurance. You're thirsty. Reach for a glass of water by the bed. The world is still there. Sleep some more. Limbic system. Hours turn to days. Soon, he will get up again and go through it. Again. Again. Finally, we know what the infernal engine was outside. The clarion call. Cyclopedia, the engine of a Caprice Canema. Limbic system. No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops. He only gets worse. Kim. You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple from the pain. Pain threshold. It's nothing. You're alive. That's what matters. Kim?
Sunrise, Parabellum.
The lieutenant says he's in the middle of a freshly cleaned room, with the fan above his head like a halo. His face is covered in bruises. Ouch. The room. It's clean. The piss jacket, Kim. You took it off. What did you say, Sunrise? What happened? How bad am I hurt?
Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your tie. It appears no major arteries were nicked. The bullet was removed and a bacterial infection treated with mercurochrome.
It's quite sad.
The bruising in your shoulder is negligible. The armor took the brunt of the fire.
Can I walk?
We will see.
Volition. If it's possible, then by pure willpower alone, you're going to have to become a psycho locomotor. I'm a psycho locomotor. Has anyone from my station been here to see me? Are you hurt? Okay.
Good. You'll need to be. Whatever that is.
Has anyone from my station come to see me? Esprit de corps. A man and a woman sit in front of a seat of an armored motor carriage. The woman is driving. The man lights a cigarette. Jean Vicguemer is his name. That's my previous partner before Kim. The asphalt vanishes under the wheels of the machine. Ahead, harbor cranes rise to the sky. Back to that shithole, he says. They don't care about me at all. Good. I don't need them. Really? Isn't that strange?
I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site.
Odd. You haven't seen any, have you?
I'm sure they're worried about you.
Rhetoric. That means he hasn't seen them around while you were out. They're not really worried about you. If they were, wouldn't they be here? If they're so worried about me, where are they? Better not agitate yourself further. It already hurts.
I don't know.
Esprit de corps, that's between you and them, he thinks. If not my station, then who treated me?
I did.
Thank you. I didn't know you could do that.
No need.
Are you hurt?
Not very. I have a concussion from the Major beating me with the butt of his gun. I try to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see him coming. Stupid of me.
Okay, get up.
Easy now.
The lieutenant turns double again. Before your eyes, an orange hue of pain. Pain threshold. You can take it. Just don't lean on that leg of yours too heavily.
How are you?
Gah! My disco days are done. I feel fantastic. Let's rock. Who cares? Who cares about me? It doesn't matter. I'm very bad, Kim. Things are very bad.
Your disco days should have been done quite a while back, Lieutenant Freighter.
I got a trophy. Hyperstellar Law Official. Say 7 deranged superstar lines. Let's see. Ouch. The room. It's clean. The piss jacket, Kim, you took it off. What did you say, Sunrise?
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day.
How long have I been out?
2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse. And drink water.
Ouch.
It's not ouch time yet. You just got the Dramamine pill an hour ago. Wait until it wears off.
Cyclopedia. Duramine. Then it's not that bad. Neither surgical nor organ damage bad, but still under the counter bad. You took it off?
Yes. The joke wasn't funny anymore. I took it off.
Logic. The close proximity of death must have made the lieutenant contemplate his life choices. He's done with the jacket. What did you say, Sunrise?
Sunrise Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war. It's an old revolutionary saying.
My gun. It's engraved on it.
Cops like it.
Is it war today?
The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt, I am relieved to say.
He looks out the window.
I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely.
He unzips his bomber jacket. Good. A pity. Ouch.
That's right. Ouch, indeed.
What happened?
What happened? You shot the Major, and successfully. A firefight ensued.
What happened then?
As retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He hit the cuirass. I heard it go off. I was looking for a clear line of sight to him.
Hand-eye coordination. He sounds a tiny bit sorry. He did not find it before you got hit.
I shot and wounded him. while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. He did not survive.
There's a pause. Empathy. This is not the first person to die in his place. He goes on.
Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo died before they made it to intensive care. Titus died in the hospital yesterday. Alain and the young musician, I forget his name, they are all that's left.
Titus is dead?
Yes.
Nod.
You were bleeding out. I think you said something about your wife, and you warned me. I was able to disarm the Major before he got a jump on me.
Esprit de corps. Thank you. Although...
I was not able to kill him, as I should have. Crenel took him. A stray bullet killed the Pole, though. And that's what happened.
Titus is dead? I thought you only smoked one a day. And the Major? How many casualties on the Union side total?
Yes.
Thought you only smoked one a day.
This is the one.
And the Major?
He's in a private hospital across the river. Crenel claimed him from the local butcher shop where Titus died. Turns out he's insured.
Half-light. There is unveiled anger in his voice.
We won't get to him anymore. The good news is he's not coming here either. I did some damage.
How many casualties on the Union side total?
5. Glenn, Theo, Angus, the fat one. He took a lot of bullets. And Titus. And Elizabeth too. Elizabeth Beaufort was her name. The gardener.
She did not make it.
No, she bled out before Everard's surgeon could help her. Everard sent his personal doctor, but a costly loss for the Union. She was being trained for leadership.
If I would have presented the theory better to the leader, I did all I could there.
She never had a chance. She should not have been there in the first place. There was no way to convince them.
Volition, stop this line of thought now. You're too broken for ghosts. That's it. All, he nods. An absolute disaster. It's a total shit show, Kim. Not that bad, all things considered. I don't see how it could have gone any better.
Yes, officer. 6 people are dead. It's not a success.
Oh, he said 6, but the title, the text reads 7.
But what's done
Interesting.
is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornet did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized yet. And we are still alive, both of us.
Rhetoric. He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. Endurance. His smoking. His hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes. What happens now, Kim?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know? But I don't know either. Good, because I totally do. I don't know
We
either.
can't talk to Everard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And Joyce has left too.
Joyce is gone?
Yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from sending in a death squad.
He looks out the window.
Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Classia too. We really should have arrested her, you know?
Wait, Classia is gone too? Who did it then, Kim? Who killed the hanged man?
I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle is either dead or gone. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect.
His voice is calm, matter-of-factly. Okay. So, once more, Khalees has escaped. The fucking Maybells, Kim. The flowers. What about the hole in the, ouch, wall? Someone was checking her out. The goddamn footprints. There's still a 28% possibility the shot came from a distance. An antique bullet from a Belle McGrave, 4.46 millimeter. How hard can it be to find one? How hard can it be? There are all these old bunkers and weapon caches, Revolutionary era. The miracle hasn't happened yet. It's not over yet. It's simple. We have to locate communism. Communism killed him. You know what I think about solving crimes? The Maybells.
What?
Yank it out and show the dried flower. Well, it falls to pieces. This one, remember?
Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep everything.
Rhetoric. He's wrong. No, Kim. Every piece of garbage in this city is connected to the case.
Okay.
Let's see. There's still a 28% possibility the shot came from a
We
distance.
should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else?
An antique bullet.
It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one, all completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the bullet useless.
Old bunkers, weapon
We could find
caches.
thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them.
Island Empire. But they seemed so mysterious. I can't believe they're fucking useless. I'm just gonna say nothing.
No need to be melodramatic.
The miracle hasn't happened yet. He does not know what to reply. Looks out the window, then back at you. Perception sight. It's morning outside, you think. We have to locate communism.
I'm afraid we may not be able to locate communism, Detective, on account of it being dead.
Communism is making a massive comeback, Kim.
Ideology does not have anything to do with the murder investigation at hand. I'm sorry, it does not.
You know what I think about solving crimes? He arches his brow, the ceiling fan patiently spins overhead. Solving crimes is hard. Solving crimes is almost impossible. Solving crimes is super easy. Actually, I want to talk about this crime some more before I tell you what I think about its hardness. It's hard.
It really is very hard.
Empathy. He sounds surprisingly weary. Pain threshold. That concussion must be making him dizzy. You're not ready to give up, are you? You're right. Let's give up. Time to start drinking. Say nothing.
No. Are you ready to limp?
I'm ready.
Good. Where do you want to limp to?
Shivers. A gust of wind blows in from the bay. A durallumination box around you vibrates imperceptibly. A familiar cold, a red thread on the roof upstairs, taut, plucked like a string by the gust. We should check Classia's room upstairs. Let's just aimlessly wander until a clue presents itself. I don't know.
Why not?
He extinguishes the cigarette on the sole of his boot.
Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
Alright, so the thing about that is, if if you fail, that went terribly. That went very poorly and got a bunch of people killed. But it's fine, it's whatever, I'll take it. Because, during that final sequence, Kim can, get shot. And then you don't have Kim anymore for the rest of the game. But, Kim is with us now. He's gonna be with us for the rest of the remainder. But if he wasn't, you can actually recruit Kuno as your partner in Kim's place. But I got Kim to survive, so I'll keep Kim around. Alright, but that is going to be it for me for tonight, though. Yeah, Kim can get injured in the fight, and then he's out of commission, and then it's like you go up to Kuno and ask him if he wants to be your partner. So that would be pretty funny. But Kim survived this time. Perhaps during my next playthrough, I'll get Kuno. In fact, I'll maybe some other day. Alright, but that is gonna be it for me for tonight. This was almost 4 hours. I forgot that the military tribunal happens after you. Immediately on the 5th day. I thought it was later than that. I thought I could do the communist meeting and stuff tonight, but I guess not. And that ended up going much longer than I thought. Alright, but that is gonna be it. I'll be on tomorrow, probably. Alright, well, thank you very much for watching, and have a good night.